In today's video, we are refilling my activity kits. These activity kits are what I put together for when my kids say they're bored or want something quick to do when they're just hanging out. Hey, you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet, and this is what I came up with this time. I'm gonna show you every single thing that I put in here, plus show you what didn't work or worked from last time. Let's get started. So we always start off these videos with talking about what was in last time we made this. I usually say last month. It's been more than a month. It's been probably 4 months, maybe. It's been a long time. So let's go through this so we can empty it out, and I'll talk about what worked and didn't work. I think that's a great benefit. If you want more detail about any of these things, they'll be in the previous video. I'll probably have to put that up in the corner or something. Let's see here. I'm trying to get out this game. Well, maybe that won't work. Let's start with this one. We have this book, Fun Facts for Catholic Kids. I do believe this was looked at. I like to put things in here that they can just do in short spurts of time or while they're watching TV, because I put this by the TV. So this actually worked out. This one for sure. This is a game called That's Not a Hat. A very, very simple memory game. It is so much fun. I explained how to do it in the previous video. This is a challenge even for me, but it gets a lot of laughs. Very simple to learn. Challenging enough to play for many different ages, but so much fun. So this definitely was a hit. Highly recommend this one. It's just a funny game. Definitely watch that previous video if you don't know how to play this. Can't recommend this one enough. Then we had our English to Spanish flashcard readers. This was a Temu purchase, I believe. I can't even get it out, but there's flashcards in here, and you would use the little reader right here that charges with the USB for it to tell you the English words on the flashcards or the Spanish words on the flashcards. And this is really helpful for my kids, and they did use this a lot because they are doing Spanish classes at school. So this would really help to reiterate their vocabulary words. This was a definite hit, and they just got a kick out of it, even though they're 10 and now 11 and 12 years old. So this was a hit, even though it was meant to be for probably younger kids. This was a game called Labyrinth, and it also had these pieces that went along with it. So basically, you set up from this puzzle book the board, which is this, using these pegs, and your job is to get the marble to go from one to the top to the bottom, using and setting up a maze with that pieces that they give you. It's a little bit of a challenge thinking game. Definitely was used. This was also a Temu find too. I did a Temu haul a long time ago. This book looks like it has a bookmark in it. Sure does. So that tells me it definitely was used. This is a fascinating science book. So I have a lot of books on our bookshelf that are nonfiction. So I try to pull some of those out because I think they forget about them. And this is like a quick read, super fast fact book. And I see that there is a bookmark in the top, which tells me where they either left off or liked to read about this page. So this was a win too. Great little reference book. Then we have the Wild Side game. These are number sense cards. So inside here, there are several different games you could play, all using the same cards. And let me see if I can give you an example here. The cards have hands on them, 10 frames, number lines, hash marks, and the number symbols on here. And then this book has games for every single grade level, so you can adapt it as your child grows. I don't think we played this as much as This Is Not a Hat, maybe once or twice. This was played with for sure. It's IQ Digits. It's a single player game where you have these pieces that are numbers. You set up the challenge according to the booklet, and then you add the pieces the booklet tells you so that they fit in the puzzle. So this one was played with. And then this one is actually an empty box because it's currently over on a tray right now. My daughter made all the pieces, and then she just has to paint them still. So this was a mini clay sculptures kit. Came from Five Below. It came with paint and clay and all kinds of tools to do the examples. So there's a whole tray full of needs to be painted figurines made with this air dry clay. So that was a win. Now that we've got a empty, somewhat dirty box, just ignore that. We're going to add some things into there. I definitely want to put this in. It is unopened. I got it as a gift in a swag bag from Sweet Sweet, which is a conference that they hold for influencers who talk about toys. So it's a 3D Start Plus, I guess. It's an essential pin set. I've never used it. Let's see, what ages is this for? 6 to 13. So I figured we might as well open it. It's a pin that will freehand draw and doodle all kinds of things using the filament. Don't know how it works. Don't know anything about it. I did a little trial run when I was at that conference, but I thought I'd put it in here so they can actually give it a shot. So it's to be a kid-safe way to do some 3D printing, I guess. There's challenge cards in here, and then the doodle pad, and then the actual doodler. Probably update you on the next time I do one of these videos. Probably do a lot of Instagram on this too. So that's going in there for sure, because they've been dying to try it. Some artsy projects. I have 2 different types. We're going to include this little book. It's paper plain book, and inside there's all these pages of different papers. Look, they're all decorated for you so that you can make your own paper airplanes. And I believe there's instructions. Yeah. In the front, there's a little bit of instructions and different types of foldings for paper airplanes and different types of paper airplanes and what they do. And then you just tear out these pages to make them. I'm bringing this back out because I don't think my daughter has touched it in a while. She did a few of them already. This is saying it's for ages 6 and up. Anything I mention, I'll try and link either within YouTube where you can tap on the screen to see it, or in the description box down below. Look for those tags and links if you're interested in any of these. So we're going to put that in there. And then I wanted to put in this, which was from a Temu haul too, just because I thought it was like one of those activities that you can do that is entertaining enough to do it, to keep your mind busy, to be mindful, simple enough that you can do it while watching TV or just hanging out. This is a little punch art activity kit, which is great for fine motor. You get this whole bag of like fabrics, watches, little squares, and all kinds of different colors. These fell out of the bag, so I'm going to put them back in. Oh, there's a hole in the bag. That's why they're out. Okay, so that won't work really well. Okay, so you get these fabric swatches. You also get these cards, and there's different types. Here's one that I practiced on of just different shapes. I mean, they're just random shapes. There's little spots or places where you'll use a tool, it comes with the tool, to punch that fabric through there to make a design. So let me just do, for an example, here's my tool, and I'll punch it in this hole, and it pops it up like that. And so you get to decide what colors you want to use to decorate it. Like that. I thought I put this in here because it's a nice little like mindful, just relaxing kind of activity. And although I might feel they might be a little bit too old for this in general, I think it's a good one for them to try. If not, I'm going to do it because I just like the quiet, repetitive fine motor aspect of it. So this came from Temu, but I probably can find some other places of very similar activities of this as well. So that is more another a little artsy kind of thing. And then I wanted to put in some games. So for games, I try to put in a game that they can do together and games they can do alone. So here's one for together called Piles. If you haven't played this before, it is so much fun. I enjoy this. And what you have are sets of cards, and there are 4 of the same of each item of clothing. So there's 4 Hawaiian shirts here. Each person will have a row of piles. I'm just gonna, the scarves, freeform these. My cards aren't shuffled. And they'll have like 6 or 8 of so many. And then in the center, there'll be 4 that are up like this. I'm not setting the whole thing up to do this demonstration, but just so you can get the gist. Your job is to take your piles one at a time, turn them over, look to see what you have, and try to obtain the matches so that you have 4 of the same. When you do have 4 of the same cards, you turn them over and you keep on working until all of your piles, like you said, you have 6 or 7 or 8, I don't remember now, piles in front of you. And once you've done that, you've won. So how to get new cards is from the middle. So since everybody's playing at the same time, these middle cards are constantly switching out. So those items that you need might pop up, and then you would take it by putting one of your cards in here and then taking the one from center. So the middle cards are constantly changing, and you're constantly changing your hands trying to get those matches. I hope I explained that okay. It is a lot simpler than it sounds, and it's so much fun, and it's fast paced. I'm actually thinking about doing a whole video about our wins from summer, like the activities we did this summer that we really enjoyed, but I'm not quite sure if you all would like that. Comment or something and tell me if that might be something of interest to you to know the things that we did this summer and liked. This was definitely one of them. So that is a game they can play together. One game that they can do alone would be this game, which was from Temu. It's Wooden Man, and your job is to mimic the picture on here. Now, what I thought they could do is time themselves. So we have little timers in the house, and they could see how long it takes them to put this together and see it could be the quickest. I only have one of these little men though, they would have to just do it separately and individually. Not sure how that's going to go, but that's my thought and idea for this one. Other than that, it's also a really good fidget. It would not surprise me if they ended up just fidgeting with this toy like I am right now, trying to get it back in the box. Can I do it? There we go. We will see on this one and give it a shot. So I always add sensory items to these little activity kits, and this time for sensory I'm adding in these. These are an oldie but goodie because I used to show these to you guys back in the videos I made about sensory finds on Amazon, and so that whole video had a whole bunch of different fidgets and fidgets we've been trying. I picked these, one because I have quite a few of them, but because you can pop them open and you can change them, switch them around, make them longer, really fidget with these, almost build with them. But they are very flexible. You can turn them inside out if you wanted to, do all sorts of things, and there's different colors. So I wanted to put these fidgets in here, not only because they haven't really seen them in a while, but because they can do a lot of things, and I think it'd be great for fidgeting. And we are doing a lot of fidgeting recently, just hanging out. My daughter likes to do fidgeting when she's reading. We're gonna add those. They'll fit in there. Another solo game I want to add, it's another Temu item. I know I have a lot of Temu items in here. I have some Dollar Tree stuff too I'm gonna put in. But this little game here is a fine motor fidget where you have these game cards and you match the game card to the board. So the balls roll around in here, but to move around the balls, you have to push them on this other side one by, well, hopefully one by one, push them to get them into the right spot. So it takes a lot of fine motor work to get it in the right spot. So I've had this for a while, but they haven't played with it yet. We'll see how they like it. And there's a lot of cards they can do, or they can just play with it like a fidget, I guess, and just mess around with it. Not sure what this game is technically called, so I'll try and find it or something similar. I'm getting kind of full on my box here. You all know my rule is if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, it doesn't go in here. But I have a couple more things that I want to add, so we'll squeeze them in. That includes these two games that I found at Dollar Tree. I did a Dollar Tree toy test on these two games and opened them up and checked them out, and I think they're really worth it. So these were each $1.25 each at Dollar Tree. This one is Would You Rather, and this one is Beat the Parents. And the concepts are rather similar. Ages for this one is 8 and up, 6 and up on that one. They're similar in that they just have a stack of cards. This is like a Would You Rather game where you have to pick between two scenarios, and there's a whole bunch of cards there, and you gain points if you guess correctly what the other person will do. And then this one is like a trivia game where you have the different cards. One side's parents trivia and the other side is kids trivia. We're going to add these to the thing of really simple, easy games and affordable games. I think the bigger versions might cost a little bit more, but I do like these smaller versions just to give it a try. We're almost filled up, but I have just a few more things to put in from Dollar Tree. I did a shop with me recently for Christmas stuff at Dollar Tree. I know, Christmas, what are you talking about, Christina? But I want to also try them for you guys, but my kids like to make them. So I thought I'll put them in the activity kit. When they make them, we will film it so that I can also put these in like a Dollar Tree test video so you know if these are worth it or not. But in order to do that, I have to do it now pretty early so that there's plenty of time to record it and show you guys. What these are macrame kits, and they are amazing because look at all the stuff that it comes with. I mean, this is amazing. So there's 3 different ones. We have the reindeer macrame kit, the Santa Claus macrame kit, and then the Christmas tree, and I cannot decide which one is my favorite. Neither could my daughter, which is why she wanted to try all 3 of them. We've tried macrame kits before from Dollar Tree, and they've turned out really well. They weren't these seasonal ones, but since these were new, I just went ahead and got all 3 so she could try all 3, and we will see how they turn out. Will I be able to fit them in here? I don't know. Once these are done, we'll have more room. All right, so that is our overly stuffed, mostly because of all the big boxes, activity kits for this month, or maybe for the next several months. I think that there is a lot to keep them busy. I'm going to put another video up here on the screen for you to go watch next. I will see you over there. Make sure to click subscribe and give me a thumbs up to show your love.